Francis here from MTVR, and today I'm going to review a pretty interesting light. It's the Magicshine ALLTY 2000. 2000 lumens, 449 bucks. Is it true to form? Is it worth your hard-earned dollar as your next trail light or your commuter light? Tune in and find out more. So here's the latest light from Magicshine. Magicshine has worked super hard from their humble beginnings about 10 years ago and have invested a lot of R&D efforts, materials efforts into a new line of lights. You know, they started coming out with fascinating, well-engineered lights 5 years ago, and this is one of the newer ones. So what it is it's got 3 different LEDs in front. It's got an OLED display on top to tell you what's going on, and it's got a removable battery. Got a mount, a nifty mount that's kind of Garmin, similar to Garmin, and it's got a whole host of features packed in this little one. And it's light, it's only about 180 grams. Complete. So you turn it on, very simple, just a long press, a little branding there, and what it does is it goes on the mode that you were previously in. So, and the brightness level as well. So the first mode is just a panel LED, and what that does is it's a to be seen light. They say 50 lumens. It's not super bright, but it lets cars see you. It's a lot like your iPhone light, and it's got some side visibility as well. So this is the light you want on all the time, and it makes a real-time calculation how much runtime you have. 14 hours 49 minutes based on my 92% level that I had left. So pretty cool, huh? And then it has no levels, so a single press is light levels, and then a double press is get to the next mode. There are 5 modes available, so we'll go through them. The next mode available, that is a wide mode. You know, so the next best thing, this is your kind of the efficiency commuter mode. You don't need a lot of light, but you want to be able to see, not just to be seen. And that's what's really fascinating about this light is it integrates 3 LEDs that work in concert with each other. Okay, so 10 hours 24 minutes is what it says, and I believe that's on low, medium, and high. So that's using 1 LED, pretty bright, huh? 91% battery. So every time I change modes, it goes to percentage, and it makes a real-time calculation how much runtime I have left. So that is a really handy. Oh, hit 4 levels. So this is the wide, the bright mode on the wide. Okay, and then a double click will get me the right one, which is a focus mode to see far away. 2 hours and 6. And I was on high, so I anticipate go back on dim, low, medium, high. Let's call it that. Dim, low, medium, high. Pretty cool, huh? And pretty bright. Okay, and then now we're gonna go to a double click, and now we are in full effect. All the LEDs are on. So 91%, dim, low, that's low. Medium, and are you ready? Tiny light, high. It is an amazingly bright, intense light. So I have some beam pattern photographs for you guys that I'll intersperse. But it's a very wide beam because you have so many LEDs working in concert with each other. So hour 5 minutes is what it says in this mode. On my light meter, it didn't say quite 2000 lumens. It said around 1800. So, but very fair, you know, for the size of this, it's insane, under 200 grams. And one more mode I'll show you is the flash mode. And this flash mode, so both of them are flashing, is fascinating because it is so bright. You know, you rarely see a flash mode with 4 levels. I think it's the high, medium, and high. And let me tell you, this flash mode is intense. So the mount is very cool. So the design, the industrial design is very nice. And the reason they do this is you want your, you have your battery, constraints for your battery. So they gave it that size, small as possible. But your light head, you want it as big as possible. So I don't know if you remember the Light in Motion Taz, where it's like a trapezoidal cone shape, like an ice cream cone, basically, small to big. So this achieves the same thing, but not as, it's a little more sleek. You know, this mounts on top of your handlebar with this Garmin style mount, and kind of neat. It makes sense once you understand that you want your lens as big as possible and your battery, you know, just the size of your battery. So the battery is interesting. You twist this with a coin, and what you have is a removable 3500 milliamp hour battery. So the charging is included here. So got a little case, and a lot of the weight, this thing is super light. A lot of the weight is here. So if you need more runtime, you carry an extra one of this, right? So pretty nice, pretty modular, and the charging is right there. So pros and cons. I think the pros is obvious. You know, the way the user interface is, the way it's designed, the light pattern, just pretty impressive. You know, side visibility, 4 modes, it's all there, quite advanced. And your OLED is another one. You know, often as soon as you charge too, it's going to tell you how much you have. You know, so it's a very communicative light. It tells you what the heck's going on. On the downside, the only downside I could find really is it gets hot. You know, if you try to pump out, you know, 1800 lumens, 2000 lumens, you need a lot of cooling. And I noticed that, you know, this whole thing is plastic, so it does heat up very quickly on the highest mode. So you need, without a lot of cooling, you need a lot of airflow. So as long as you're riding, you know, I think that the max power of this, you want to use it when it's time to downhill, when you got good airflow, because it's going to heat up. And what happens when it heats up is and luckily this is a very smart light, it will tune itself down. It'll protect its circuitry, but you lose efficiency because you're losing some of your energy to heat. It'll bring the light down, so you won't get your full output. You'll get maybe 3/4 of it, a half of it as it heats up. But the good thing is once you get going and get some airflow, cool the light down, the light level is going to go back up. So, but still, I wouldn't advise this to be run on max power all the time. It doesn't have an amazing amount of cooling. But you run it on, you know, medium, you know, your normal thing on the climb, on the descent, you hit that high power, and it is cool. You know, I overpowered. You know, we have a bunch of bikes here. We do a lot of night riding in the neighborhood during shelter in place, and this kind of overpowers everybody's light. So I'm pretty impressed. So there you go. Hope you like that, and consider this. They have a full line of all TY lights at different price points. So, but expect the same kind of functionality and value that they offer for the money. Thanks a ton.